Good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Zach Anderson, Chris Kidd here with you. In this matchup in the Wildcat Classic, the premier girls basketball event in West Virginia, we've got Johnson Central from Kentucky, and from Kanawha County, West Virginia, we've got George Washington, the George Washington Patriots. They'll be coming up here in just a couple minutes. We'll step aside and have a brief word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with pregame analysis right after this, right here on the D&D Sports Network.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern coalfields. So if you need to borrow money, remember, we are just a click away.
Here at LB&T, we make online banking easy.
We've taken the hassle out of applying for a loan on our new website. It's as simple as going to our lbnt.com website and choosing the loan product that best suits your needs.
Your loan on your time. Visit us at lbnt.com. You're only a click away.
So if you need to borrow money, remember, we are just a click away. It's easy to apply online at lbnt.com, and all decisions are made locally. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for a great selection, great prices, and a great experience on your next ATV, motorcycle, or side-by-side? Come check out Kiefer's Kawasaki.
Our number one goal is to offer you the best power sport experience at a great price.
Like this new 23 Kawasaki Teryx 4 for only $17,999.
Before you write that check, check with us.
And remember, your adventure starts here at Kiefer Kawasaki. Route 44 South, Jerry West Highway in Logan, or visit KiefersPowersports.net.
Welcome back, everybody, here on the D&D Sports Network. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me, Zach Anderson, now for game number 3 of the Wildcat Classic. And, Zach, we've had 2 good games so far today. Again, the Logan Middle School girls pulling away late to defeat Ravenswood 42-34. And then to say we had a defensive struggle in the last game would be putting it lightly, as Pikeview edged by Robert C. Byrd 26-25. In the late stages, where the largest lead of that game was only 4 points. Well, now we're looking at a possible shootout here with GW and Johnson Central Kentucky. This has been a highly anticipated game all day today, and definitely the largest crowd that we've had here for any game other than Logan thus far. This should be an interesting clash between these two.
I think so, Chris. You've got a Kentucky powerhouse, and it's always interesting to see how West Virginia teams stack up against teams from Kentucky, especially with right now in our listening audience, we've got people from all over, but there are different rules for Kentucky than there are West Virginia, even though we're only 30 minutes away from the border. So you've got Johnson Central, which is, about an hour or so away, and George Washington is an hour away. But, based on the rules, Johnson Central does get a lot more time to condition, to practice, and to play. So it's always a very interesting matchup to see how that matches up between the two states and the two levels of competition.
Well, GW in the white uniforms, Johnson Central Kentucky in the black uniforms, and we're underway here for our third game of the day as GW winning the tip, out front with it, trying to work it around the perimeter as they get it over left side, now back out to the top of the key. Again, trying to still locate some of the numbers here on GW against some of the lighter collars on the near side. 3 on the way, that one online but rattles out for Sia Smith, rebounded by Johnson Central. So push it up the right side. Across the timeline comes Becca Wright. Wright being guarded out the top of the key, swings over to her right side, cut off there. Man-to-man defense for GW. Wright will get it back on the pass from Kayla McKenzie. Wright still dribbling around here in this man-to-man defense. Good job at the top of the key by Finley Lohan, and now a steal taken away by the Lady Patriots. Into the front court. They get it over left side. Step back 3 on the way, and that one falls for Lohan to get the scoring started.
That was good ball movement from the Lady Patriots to get this game going.
Right over to the right elbow. Dribbles back out near midcourt. Again, Wright's been on a little bit of a dribbling exhibition here in the first minute or so of this contest. Again, still trying to locate the holes in this GW defense as they pound it down low, and a walk's going to be called here against Sophie Younts. So that'll give it back over to GW here. 6:37 left in the opening quarter.
Going to get some half-court pressure coming up from Central.
Rihanna Breckenridge with the ball, double teamed, gives it off on the far side to Zella. She'll charge in on the right side, can't finish. Rebound fought for, regained by GW, out left side, 3 on the way. Again got halfway down, but popped out. As that one wouldn't fall for Casey Long and knock out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Patriots. So you can tell that this GW team, they definitely are looking for the perimeter shot once they get the opportunity, as Lohan takes the inbounds deep. Now picks up her dribble and may be influenced by the Johnson Central bench, but the official does call the travel.
And that's something that they're going to have to watch out for as they go on through this contest, is making sure that they don't get rattled, well, at least in the first half when you're right here by the other team's bench.
And again, Johnson Central, they have 18 players dressed. As you look over on the bench, they had to add a couple more seats over there. Again, I showed up earlier. I thought it was the band or something that showed up. They had so many people on the floor. But Younts will give it back out front for Wright. Wright dribbles over to her right, cut off there by Long. Trying to find an opening. Instead, shovels it over near side for Stanbaugh. Back over near side for Younts. Now into the hands first time for Taylor McKenzie. She's trying to find some space, can't locate it. And GW just does such a good job of staying in front of the ball handler, and now Taylor in trouble, McKenzie in trouble rather, finally gives it back to Wright. So Johnson Central yet to get a shot off here in the first quarter. So they've had a couple of turnovers thus far. And oh, what a move by Wright as she puts Long on her backside. Or Pryor rather on her backside. Now gives it back up top of the key for McKenzie. 5:10 left here in the first quarter. McKenzie drives, gives it off baseline. Nice fake, put up, layup, missed that time underneath and knocked out of bounds off of Johnson Central as Younts had a good ball fake but just couldn't finish. And that's the pressure of this GW defense, Zach. Just you feel like they're around you on every second at every shot.
They are. It was very smothering for Johnson Central, but that was also the first attempt at the basket that Central's made today as well.
So it's one step in the right direction at least, as they got a good look that time. They'll drive baseline, dump it off inside for Zella. She'll kick it out. Good look on the way for 3. Nice that one online. Lohan knocks down her second of the quarter. So 6-0, all from Lohan. Underneath, a little hook shot in the lane from Stanbaugh won't fall, taken by Zellis. Up ahead, run out, nice pass underneath. Rushing to the basket is Breckenridge, and she'll lay it in. And a quick timeout for Johnson Central Kentucky with 4:29 left here in the first quarter, a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep things here. And again, the speed of this GW team already in this game showing its weight here, Zach. And Johnson Central just struggling to find anything that they can attack on the offensive end.
Yeah, they are. And like you said, George Washington, it's just like you look up and they're right there on you. So Central's going to have to start moving the ball a little bit quicker and taking advantage of any wide open looks that they get, or they're just going to continue to get smothered all night.
Yeah, I'm like you. They need to just, if there's a look right now, I'm not saying force it, but you got to at least show GW that, hey, we're willing to take these shots. We're willing to get into our sets, and we're willing to try and put some pressure on you. That way you can't just hound us for 30, 45 seconds and force a bad shot.
You almost have to Joe Flacco them. It's like we're gonna take wide open, or we're gonna be slinging it, and it might miss. It might be an air ball, but we're going to continue to sling it so that way you can loosen ourselves up a little bit.
I think that's a perfect reference, to be honest. Again, I think I heard that he's thrown interceptions on 4% of his drop back, which is extremely high, but you know what? It's paying off right now. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That is the truth. I won't complain.
I was going to say, you guys are having a good year. I'd like to be having that year. That's right. Dribbles over to her near side, gives it off for Stambaugh into the middle. Faking his McKenzie, drives towards the baseline. Tough little short roller, won't fall in, and Zealous with the board. So now here comes GW attacking again. Breckenridge gets a good look for three. That one online, but misses. There's Zealous crashing the boards for a nice reverse layup for her.
Good movement there in the low post by GW to attack the inside of this Johnson Central defense.
10-0 now GW in this highly anticipated matchup. Stanbaugh gets it inside the free throw line, hesitant to take the shot, but finally does as Younce, and there's the first bucket for Johnson Central. And like I said, those are the buckets right there and shots that Johnson Central's got to be ready to shoot. Younce fortunately made it for her, but you could still see the hesitancy once she turned with it, almost expecting a Lady Patriot to be there waiting on her. And Zealous drives towards the baseline, great pass, far side, three on the way, and Lohan continues her sharp shooting here in the first quarter.
And George Washington just taking advantage of those wide open looks is what has really helped them put their foot on the gas and not look back.
It's Breckenridge going to be whistled for the foul on the other end as a quick drive by Wright. And now she'll go to the line. You see right now almost a full line change ready to come in for Johnson Central after this first free throw. As their coaching staff unhappy with what they've seen from the starters so far as Wright misses on the first. I'd say they're going to get a fun little talking to over here on the bench right now.
I would say so.
Yeah, try and get them calmed down and just refocused on the game. But like I said, with a team that runs 18 deep, you'd imagine they've got a pretty solid bench as well.
I would imagine. And, you know, as a former basketball coach, there's also always the sentiment, like if your starters aren't performing, it's like, well, we'll see if somebody else can.
That's right, missed on both free throws, so lead still stands at 13-2. So go underneath, goes off the hands of Zealous, and now Johnson Central forces a turnover. So into the front court they come, looking to get things set up with Wright. She'll wait around, and she stayed patient so far on these sets. She'll hand it off now over far side. Looking to the interior, nice fake there, step back three on the way, and that one will go down, and you talked about it, Zach. Bench coming in, and Carly Stavely gets the first three-pointer of the game.
Well, you got to find somebody on your roster that's going to make something happen, and sometimes you might have to dig a little deep, but most of the time you'll end up finding that.
13-5 over in the corner, once again finding themselves open for three, but that one missing just a little off the mark. Underneath Zealous, though, she'll finish again.
Again, good work by your bigs here if you're George Washington to keep you with your foot on the accelerator when you're in the driver's seat.
And that layup rolls off, no good. Rebound taken back by GW. And leading it by 10, 15-5 here in the first quarter. Now up against 5-second call, and we're going to get it. Nice defense by Johnson Central to force the turnover. That could be something that they needed right there just to try and get themselves re-energized.
Well, they haven't had many stops on defense tonight. The only stops technically that they've had have been misses on George Washington. And so that could give their defense what they need to create some momentum on offense.
Now it'll be Johnson Central ball, trying to cut into this 10-point deficit. They get it inside, and that pass going to get away and out of bounds. Another turnover for Johnson Central.
And another excellent look from this George Washington defense as the Patriots coach has a talk with the official there on the baseline.
Again, just trying to get some leniency right now as much as he can for his ball club.
So come on, dude, just go help me out a little bit.
It's like you see what's happening right now. Give us a break. Stavely, nice job by her reaching around and patting that pass away. So here comes right back the other side. GW doing such a good job of getting back on defense right now. Not a whole lot of transition opportunities for Johnson Central. But Stavely in trouble, tried to throw it off of Lohan that time, but it went right back to her. Now to the free throw line, jumper on the way. That one left short, getting it back, Bo, putting it back up. That no good. Another opportunity and a foul committed as Haley Marcillett will go to the free throw line. So good job crashing the boards that time by Johnson Central and creating an opportunity here for themselves to cut this below 10. You know, they get out of this quarter just below 10. I believe that's a win.
I agree with that because, you know, you were down 12 points, 13 points, and now you've managed to claw your way back in. And the pace of this game has been pretty, you know, you called it earlier in the previous broadcast. The pace of this game has been pretty up-tempo.
So now after the first miss, Marcillett on the second one. She'll knock this one down. That closes the gap to 9, 15-6. It's inside Breckenridge gets into the corner now. 3 on the way. That one off the mark, no good for Tylee Baxton. Now taken away by Johnson Central. Into the front court races Stavely. Kicks it into the corner for Marcillett. She'll drive in. Doesn't have a good angle on that. Throws it over the rim, no good. Now Breckenridge looks up ahead. Nice pass and catch that time by Pryor. Can't finish. But that'll send them to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Boy, that'd have been a circus shot if that had gone in.
That would have been. So, Chris, some trivia for you about Johnson Central. There is a unusual Johnson Central to Logan connection, and it comes by way of celebrity. Chris Stapleton, the country superstar, graduated from Johnson Central High School in Kentucky, and guess where his dad graduated from?
I'm going to guess Logan High School.
Logan High School. You did it. Yep.
I was going to say it was either that or GW's. But I am glad you set me up nicely for that because I was about to say I don't know it. But now here comes in another line change for Johnson Central as most of the starters back in now. And it's good minutes by the bench there, keeping this game right about where it was and where they went to the bench. As Wright will bring it across the timeline, trailing 17-6, down to 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Wright over to the right side, kicks it out, down to 5 seconds. Nice dribble drive here, floater off the mark though, rebounded underneath by GW with 2 seconds. They won't get a shot off, and that'll do it for the opening quarter of action as GW, with an assault in the first 8 minutes, leads at 17-6 as we head to quarter number 2. Back after this break as you're watching the Wildcat Classic right here on the D&D Sports Network.
Come on down to the Loose Caboose Grill, located in Kermit, West Virginia. Come on in and try out their home fresh food, and go inside of the caboose and sign your name on the wall while you sit down and get you something to eat. Located in Kermit, West Virginia, go grab you a bite to eat at the Loose Caboose Grill.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Willie Acres Arena. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson with you in our third of 5 games today from Middleburg Island as GW pouncing on Johnson Central Kentucky in the first quarter, 17-6. Johnson Central with the ball as they get it down low. Baseline jumper open for Younds, but too strong on it. Rebound taken by the Lady Patriots. As they look into the corner. driving in, little floater up, blocked underneath. Zealous going back up with it, and she'll be fouled on the play.
And that was a good job by George Washington to make a move for the basket when you're surrounded. A lot of players are especially timid to make that move, but it'll almost always pay off in the end.
And Zealous has 5 points. It definitely feels like Zealous has had more than 5 points here.
Especially since they've got 18, I feel like she should have more.
Yeah, again, she's just been so involved in this game so far. And she calmly hits both free throws. Again, such a raw athlete is Zealous. GW now 4 of 4 from the line. Johnson Central 1 of 4 on the other side. It's out front right, doing what she's had to do a lot of here in the first quarter, dribbling around, trying to find any opening she can, but GW just suffocating on the defensive end. Jounce, left alone from that distance, gives it over for Stambaugh. Now back over near side as McKenzie has it. Lobs a dangerous pass, but it finds Wright. It's Wright. Now we get an offensive foul here against Johnson Central, and frustration here by Johnson Central creating that foul. So that one's going to go against Kayla McKenzie. Again, GW gets the inbound quick. They're ready to go once more as Pryor crosses the timeline. Again, they play with such pace. It's Breckenridge. Gets it back over to Pryor. Zealous trying to post up as two people shading her. They'll go far side instead. Forced an entry pass that time. Younce got her hands on it and taken away by Stambaugh. So turnover forced by Johnson Central. Can they capitalize on it as Wright dribbles out near midcourt. Now finds a little crease as she drives in. Try to wrap around pass around Zealous, but Zealous so long and so tall. Hard to try and get that play around her.
Yeah, it is. And she has I feel like she has dominated pretty much this entire game on both sides of the ball.
Now it'll be Stavely checking back into the contest as Stambaugh goes to the bench. Inside pass, driving is McKenzie. She's rejected. Now here comes GW back the other way as Lohan, who had the hot hand in the first quarter with 3 3-pointers. Gets it back now at the top of the key. She's being guarded by Stavely. Gets it over to Breckenridge. Breckenridge being hounded at the top of the key by McKenzie, now getting a hand in and knocking it away was Younce. Here comes Johnson Central. They force back-to-back turnovers. Good look here for 3. That one will fall. Big 3 for McKenzie.
And they really needed that.
That closes the gap back down to 10 at 19-9. Now another pass intercepted and a foul going to be called here on Pryor. So Johnson Central now, their defense starting to come alive here in the second quarter as they force 3 straight turnovers.
You know, basketball's a game of possessions, and you've got to be responsible with your possessions or you will end up, I mean, we saw a little bit of that with the Lady Wildcats last night. You know, they had a 15-point lead at one point and managed to keep that until the last 2 minutes or so when things started to.
Yeah, had an 8-point lead with under 2 minutes to go in that game, and Robert C. Bird was able to tie it up. And now Breckenridge, pass went off her leg, deflects out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by GW. Yeah, that was a big win, though, for Kevin Gertz and his girls last night.
And they needed that because one of the things they talked about how they struggled with was closing out games, and that is how you learn how to win, is closing out games in those last couple of minutes.
It is, and it's so true of any sport, whether it's football, basketball, tennis, baseball. Closing out the game is a big part of it, and Logan able to do it last night. And closing out this drive is Pryor as she gets to the rim and lays it in. Great passing there on the break by the Lady Patriots as they lead it by a dozen. Stavely, floater on the other end. That one rattles out. Rebound tipped around. Younce gets it back. Now looking for help. Gets it off to Stavely. Gets caught in the paint. Gives it back to Younce. She'll take a jumper from the free throw line and bank it in. So that's 4 points now for Younce. Closing in on 5 minutes to go in the first half. It's Breckenridge. Lobs it to Zealous. She'll dribble over. Gives it off to Lohan. And they don't want to give her any more space than they can after the way she shot in the first quarter, but now a tip pass and stolen away. Driving in the other side, McKenzie got inside and draws the foul. Or actually, no, a deflection, they say, so it'll stay here with Johnson Central. Some more substitutions coming in here for Johnson Central.
And Johnson Central's definitely taking advantage of that deep bench that they have. playing man-to-man is exhausting anyway on your players, and so having a lot of people that you can sub in and out really does help keep that pressure and intensity up.
Especially with the way that GW plays defense and offense, it's hard to keep up. So they get it out top of the key for right. Nice dribble drive by her. Kicks it into the corner. Back out. Good look for three on the way. That one missed off the side of the rim for Younce. Rebounded underneath by Marcillett. Blocked from behind by Zealous. Goes back up quickly. Can't convert. And Zealous, she altered that second shot just as much. Marcillett got her hands on it in the backcourt, but it deflects over to Breckenridge. She brings it across midcourt. And now we're going to get a turnover here. Or a foul on the inside, rather, looks like, against GW. Yeah, they're going to get Zealous for the foul. So I didn't quite see what happened underneath, but I'd say maybe some frustration trying to post up for Zealous and ended up causing her to overextend an arm. And that'll give it back to Johnson Central. And again, you look at the score, 21-11, and it just feels like it's much more than that right now with the way this game's gone. But Johnson Central's just been hanging around here as Wright can't finish on the drive. Now here comes Lohan back the other way into the center. Kicks it out. Now Breckenridge gets a good look from the left wing. That one off the side of the rim. Rebound underneath, and we're going to get a foul here against Johnson Central as good rebound underneath by Baxton. So it'll be the third team foul against Johnson Central. 2 team fouls against GW here in the second quarter. They inbounded underneath quickly. Nice cut inside by Lohan, and she gets 2 more.
Very good move on the inside, on the grab and go for the Lady Patriots to get that one in there with little to no interference.
She's got 11 points now in the lead, back to a dozen, and now a steal by Lohan. Here she comes up the center of the floor. Johnson Central gets back. Lohan looking now for help. They get it into the corner. Breckenridge, she'll fire another 3. This one won't fall too strong. Rebound comes out long, and Wright grabs it. Has him pass up ahead, gets it to Stavely. She got in too far underneath and threw it off the bottom of the rim. Again, just a panic shot there for Johnson Central. We've seen a lot of those here in the first half. Lohan in trouble, finds Breckenridge as she makes herself available. Looks far side, good look from the corner for 3. That one, though, off the mark, no good for Adkins. And now we get a timeout, or I thought he might have signaled technical, but I believe they signaled timeout instead.
Could have went either way.
Oh, so let's see if we got a full or a 30. It'll be a third or a full timeout. So we'll step aside as well with 3:05 remaining here in the first half as you're watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here live on the D&D Sports Network.
Here at Appalachian Medical, our team has extensive experience in dealing with respiratory disease. That's why we specialize in respiratory products and disease management. We want to bring our knowledge and know-how to help patients live a healthier life. Appalachian Medical was developed by clinical professionals. We have more than 30 years of combined experience in respiratory disease management, case management, critical care, and more. Our respiratory therapists are skilled and compassionate. With offices in Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, let us be the ones you trust with your medical health care. If you're looking for a friendly and fun atmosphere to enjoy your daily cuisine, come to Cheech's Pizza in Lenore, West Virginia. Cheech's Pizza has world-renowned cheese sticks, delicious pizza, and the best subs in the pizza and pasta game. Don't forget to take advantage of our milkshake shop located inside. Bring your family down to meet ours. We are the place that treats you like family from the second you pull in the parking lot. We look forward to seeing you here at Cheech's Pizza.
(23-11), GW leading Johnson Central here with 3:05 to go in the first half. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson here with you. This is our third of 5 games on the docket here today. And our last game of the day will be Logan versus Westside.
That'll be a really good game.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game at approximately 7:30 p.m. We got Mingo Central and Williamstown coming up next at approximately 5:45 p.m. That's 3 air ball, but it falls right into the hands of an eagerly waiting Maddie Prater, who lays it in. So Prater gets her first bucket of the game off the bench, and the lead back down to 10. He's over near side, looking for help is Smith. Back out to Breckenridge. Now Smith with it. Passing around the perimeter, and GW, they've turned the ball over more here in the second quarter as Johnson Central's defense picked up, and this is the last person you wanted to get the ball in her hands from three, and Lohan missed this one. Now the ball loose on the floor, covering it up. Like a fumble she recovered that time was Adkins, and the tie-up will give possession back to GW.
That was a very good hustle going after the loose ball. You got to take advantage of all those. Any 50-50 ball, you got to make sure that you're at least putting your neck out there for it.
And I'm like you, in this type of game where possessions are at a premium, especially with the way both teams can score the basketball, you've got to make sure you save every possession you can. It's Breckenridge. Brings it back out. Now up against a 5-second call. Finds Zealous at the last moment. Now to Pryor. Gets a good look from the corner. That one missed off the front iron. Rebound tipped long, and Wright comes away with it. One-on-one with Breckenridge in the open floor. And a whistle and a blocking foul called. And I think that last little move to her left by Wright probably drew that blocking foul as she was trying to sidestep Breckenridge and draws the block, and 2 shots upcoming.
I think so, but that was a nice attempt to at least try to draw the charge.
I agree. Again, there wasn't much that she was going to be able to do one-on-one in that spot except stay in front of Wright. She was able to do that. And initially had herself set up well for the charge, but Wright just made a better move at the last second. That's right, had the first one rattle out. She's 0 for 3 now from the line, still looking for her first point, and there it finally comes. So Johnson Central back to within 9 here, 23-14. So we're down to a minute and a half to go in the half. GW's gone cold from the field here so far in the second quarter, and now Lohan can't finish at the rim. So another chance here for Johnson Central to cut into this lead. He's driving in, cut off as McKenzie. Gets it back out for Wright as they reset. Wright going up against Breckenridge. Now drives into the center, kicks it back out for Stanbaugh. Over near side as McKenzie tried to go between her legs and kind of fumbled it. Now looking for a ball handler. Finds Wright as we hit 1 minute to go in the half. Wright drifts over to Stanbaugh, gets it off to her. Stanbaugh again trying to deal against this quick GW defense, not able to find a whole lot on the interior. Now they find Younce, again hesitated on the shot to Stanbaugh, back to Younce, good passing, set that up, and Younce finishes.
Way to move the ball and get to draw the defense off away from the basket.
23-16 now in favor of GW. They've led the entire way. Now in the corner, Smith gets a wide open look. She can't hit. Zealous, though, crashes the glass. Goes back up. Counted, and the foul for Zealous.
And her domination of this game just continues to grow. You can't even really, you talked about how the game feels much further. Now it seems, especially so, with only now it's just a 9-point game.
As Maddie Sosby checks in for GW, and Zealous appears to be the one that'll check out should she make this free throw with 24.2 seconds showing on the clock. And Zealous Kama sinks it. And 3 of 3 from the line now. A great first half for her, 11 points, tying Lohan for the team lead. So now Johnson Central looking for the final shot of the first half, 15 seconds showing.
They're just wanting to end the half on a good note.
Right. Nice shake that time. Gets free for a jumper, and she'll bank it in from the top of the key. Now GW's got to go in a hurry with 3 seconds. Breckenridge across midcourt with 1 second. Heaves it up. That'll be well off the mark. And that'll do it for the first half of action. Well, Johnson Central, after taking a haymaker in the early going of this game, find themselves only down 8 as they go back to the locker room here at Willie Acres Arena. As Zach and I are going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll run through the first half stats here from Middleburg Island as you are watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here live on the D&D Sports Network.
Gracie and Tate Merchandising has become a staple here in the Danville and Madison community. They'll make sure you find that treasure that's been eluding you. Everything you need under one roof. New items at discounted prices right here at Gracie and Tate Merchandising. Go Skyhawks!
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
If you was pushed out of the area because of loss of work in the coal industry, look no longer. Jim Marr is here for you. Jim Marr is now hiring for all positions in the coal field. Stop by their offices in Logan, West Virginia or in Wheeling, West Virginia and apply today. Come on down to Three Guys Pizza and Brew in Williamson, West Virginia. We're located on the corner of Harvey Street and 3rd Avenue. We got great deals on pizzas, sandwiches, and more. You get great service with great pricing. Enjoy your birthday or ball games with us here at Three Guys Pizza and Brew. Look forward to seeing you.
Come meet the wonderful staff at the Del Barton Quick Shop. They got all your cold food needs along with tobacco needs. And while you're down there, check out their award-winning hot food items. Once again, located in Del Barton, West Virginia, the Quick Shop.
Come on down to Three Guys Pizza and Brew in Williamson, West Virginia. We're located.
Come meet the wonderful staff at the Del Barton Quick Shop. They got all your cold food needs along with tobacco needs. And while you're down there, check out their award-winning hot food items. Once again, located in Del Barton, West Virginia, the Quick Shop.
Stop by McCoy Dental and let our friendly staff take care of all your dental needs. Whether it's crowns, root canals, teeth cleaning, implants, or you're just in need of some light cosmetic work, we have you covered. McCoy Dental, improving our area one smile at a time. McCoy Dental is located at the Fountain Place Mall in Logan, West Virginia.
Looking for a new healthcare provider? Come see us at Tug Valley Wellness Clinic. We take all patients from the ages 2 and up. Our staff has over 30 years of medical experience. We do everything from DOT physicals, wellness exams, adult and child, walk-in visits, and more. Call us today at 304-236-3601 or reach us Monday through Friday.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson here with you as we are at halftime of George Washington and Johnson Central, and GW leading it 26-18 at the half. For Johnson Central in the first half, they were led by Sophie Younce with 6 points. Then you had a slew with 3 points, Stavely, McKenzie, and Rydall with 3 points, Prater with 2 points, and rounding out the scoring was Marcillett with 1 point. On the other end for GW, they were led by Finley Loham with 11 points, 3 of those being three-pointers. Then you had Zealous with 9 points, Pryor with 4 points, and Breckenridge with 2 points to round out the scoring, as GW in the first half 5 of 5 from the free throw line. On the other end for Johnson Central, a little bit more of a struggle, as they were just 2 of 6 from the charity stripe in the first half. But, you know, despite GW really seemed like they controlled this pace so far, Zach, Johnson Central only finds themselves down by 8 here at the half, so you could kind of tell going into the locker room that they felt re-energized by the way they played defense in the second quarter and the fact they got this below 10. So, you know, looked like we had a blowout on our hands at first. Could end up being the tight ball game everyone expected.
Yeah, and it's like you said, they both play very similar styles, but there at the beginning is what has put Johnson Central behind, where they were really dribbling all the air out of the ball and putting on a passing clinic.
Yeah.
They were getting good rotations, making getting a lot of wide open looks, but not taking advantage of any of them. And so that puts them down 4 scores right now.
Again, you got Williamstown and Mingo Central warming up down on the floor at the moment, getting ready for their game coming up at approximately 5:45 p.m. here on the D&D Sports Network. But here at the half of our third game, it's George Washington leading Johnson Central Kentucky 26-18. Zach and I will step aside for another break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the start of quarter number 3 here from Willie Acres Arena, as you are watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here live on the D&D Sports Network.
At Giovanni's Pizza in West Logan, we got subs, calzones, wings, pizza, and more. Stop by today. Great service with great deals. We also got a newly renovated and remodeled dining room where you can enjoy your game day celebrations or relax after a trail ride. We look forward to seeing you at Giovanni's in Logan, West Virginia. If you got a big job to get done, don't just trust any flagging service. Call Diamond Flagging Service. Diamond Flagging Service keeps your community safe while also making sure it stays moving. Give Diamond Flagging Service a call today for their services. They also offer amazing job opportunities. Diamond Flagging Services, proud supporter of the Mountain Athletes.
Come see us at Trailhead Bar and Grill in Highland, West Virginia, where the locals come to hang out and the trail riders come to visit.
Follow us on Facebook page for our daily specials. We're open 7 days a week here at Trailhead Bar and Grill.
You can give them a call at 681-308-6088. Make sure you follow them on their Facebook page to keep up with all their daily specials and for business and operation hours. Trailhead Bar and Grill, located downtown Matewan, West Virginia.
Whether it's home, life, business, or auto insurance, Scott Ambergy at State Farm in Chapmanville, West Virginia is here to protect the things you love. Call Scott Ambergy today for a free quote. That's State Farm in Chapmanville, West Virginia.
If you're injured in a car wreck, don't delay. Give me a call today, Justin Markham. Here at Markham Law Office, we will fight for you. Don't settle for a handshake and a small check from the insurance companies. Give us a call. Don't take on the big insurance companies alone. We will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Here at Markham Law Office, you're more than a client. You're family, and we take care of family. Give me a call, Justin Markham, attorney at law.
Come down to Trailblazers Outfitters, located right off the 4-lane from Williamson, West Virginia, to hop on your new rental of side-by-sides, dirt bikes, or four-wheelers. They also have four-wheeler, dirt bike, and side-by-side repairs, along with accessories, tires, and stereo systems, and a large repair shop. Give them a call today at 859-953-0903 to get your new rental to enjoy the trails today.
Call Restoration One, West Virginia's go-to cleanup crew. Don't let fire, wind, water damage ruin your property. Restoration One can get you back to 100% in the quickest time possible. Our staff here at Restoration One is fast, friendly, and reliable. We got experts that use the latest in technology to remove mold and damages left behind by Mother Nature. Don't just trust anyone. Trust Restoration One.
Come down to Trailblazers Outfitters, located right off the 4-lane from Williamson, West Virginia. Come down to Trailblazers Outfitters,
located right off the 4 lane from Williamson
I think
West.
it's the ATM thing.
Yeah. Back down. There we go.
No. Welcome back, everybody, here to Willie Acres Arena. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson with you as we are getting set for the start of quarter number 3 between GW and Johnson Central Kentucky. And again, it was a tale of 2 quarters. As GW jumped out to a double-digit lead in the first, Johnson Central able to battle back from it, get it back to single digits as we start the second half. GW coming out, applying big-time pressure here at the onset of the second half. Stambaugh able to get rid of it, drives it in, tries to feed it to Younts. She's able to regain control of it, now back out front. As Wright will reset, swings it over, 3 on the way. This one off to the side, no good for McKenzie, rebounded by GW.
And if you're G-Dub, that is what you want, is you want to come out, you want to start trapping, you're getting a lot of pressure on the ball in order to stall this offense out in the second half.
Smith will get it back out to Lohan. Again, Lohan with 11 points and 3 3-pointers. All those threes coming in the first quarter. And that onslaught by GW is Ellis. No look past to Breckenridge. Now over to Smith. Good look for 3. This one rims off twice, won't fall. Pryor skies for the rebound, and she'll draw the foul as well. Good effort by her to save the possession. So that'll be an inbound underneath for the Lady Patriots. Here in the first minute of the third quarter. Again, we got Mingo Central and Williamstown coming up next at approximately 5:45 p.m. here on the D&D Sports Network. Then it'll be the Logan Lady Wildcats in the final game against Westside, as that one from Pryor slides into the side of the basket, and we're stuck. Yes, we're going to have to get a little help out here to try and dislodge this. And that just made it worse.
Now it's more stuck. And I think that might be out of his range. Let's see.
There we go.
Congratulations.
That was me and you. One of us would have to be on the other's back to try and have an opportunity at that. So
that's true.
Yeah, my vertical's basically the equivalent of a stack of quarters right now, so I think I'll pass. As they get it over near side for Smith. She'll drive baseline and cut off. Now to Zellis at the free throw line, bullying her way in, kicks it out to Smith. She hasn't hit one yet. Almost got that one to drop. It was online all the way, but popped out.
Just an unlucky bounce.
Now to Lohan. Lohan tried to load up for a shot, but she didn't have enough space. Now to Zellis. One-handed pass over for Breckenridge. Now to Smith in the corner. She's not been shy. This one's going to be over the rim, an air ball, taken away by Stambaugh. Again, GW's really struggled from the field ever since the first quarter. Only 3 field goals, since the first quarter. It's a tough drive here for McKenzie. Hits it off the bottom of the rim, but Younts saves another possession. Out for 3. This one goes, and now all of a sudden McKenzie has brought this to a 5-point game. Unbelievably, after the way this was looking in the early going, that all of a sudden Johnson Central is here as Ellis can't convert and out of bounds off GW.
And a very good job by JC to take advantage of their looks and get, I mean, you've got to attack like we talked about Joe Flacco earlier. You just got to, let it fly and hope for the best sometimes.
Hey, YOLO.
That's right.
That is the Flacco method. It's McKenzie. Gets it back out front. Right. Resets here. Again, down to a 5-point game. A chance to get it to single digits for the first time since it was 3-0. Again, Lohan opened up a back-to-back threes and put Johnson Central on roller skates from the outset. Younts had the jumper there, but a little too strong. Rebound taken away by Pryor. Has Smith up ahead. Finally gives it off to her, and she'll be fouled by Stambaugh on the way to the basket. So GW just trying to find anything to break this momentum right now of Johnson Central. They haven't had a little mini run or anything of their own in quite a while. Smith has first one rim out. These rims have just been very unkind.
They have. I think there might be a magnet in the ball and then the opposite pole on the rim.
And Smith, she's going to maybe not look back too kindly on her visit here to Willie Acres Arena as she misses on both. So that'll give it back over to Johnson Central. Another chance to close this down to a 1-possession game. That's right. Top of the key. Stavely back into the lineup. Now looking for help, finds Younce. Younce been a good outlet all day long for Johnson Central. Now to right again. She'll dribble out near midcourt. Swings over to her left, spins back to her right, trying to find some space. Gets it over near side for Taylor McKenzie. Lob pass going to be dangerous and intercepted by Smith. Smith can't beat right back up the floor, gives it off to Breckenridge. Breckenridge, nice move to get free, but can't convert, and we're going to get a tie up here, I believe. Or actually, no, maybe get a foul here.
Oh, wow. I was expecting the jump ball also.
Yeah, so we do get a foul here on Johnson Central. And that's the third team foul against Johnson Central so far here in the third. None so far against GW. As Breckenridge gets the inbounds right back. 3 from the corner. It was online, but a little too strong. It's taken away by Wright. Wright up ahead to Younce. Younce makes the catch and rejected by Zealous.
What a move. Reminded me of those old Sports Center commercials where it's like, nuh-uh, not in my house.
I love the one where the adults were playing the children and just purposely dominating them in the entire game. If you haven't seen that one, look that one up on YouTube. That was the funniest one I can remember.
Good tip.
That's Smith.
George Washington.
Just had her trouble from the field, but comes up with a defensive play instead. And that's what I said, if you're not getting it done on one end, find a way to get it done on the other. Smith with a chance now, and now it's thrown off the leg of Zealous. GW's scoreless streak continues here in the third quarter, and that could be a charge. Yes, it will be. It's a great job there by Breckenridge, standing in and taking the punishment. And that eliminates a golden opportunity for Johnson Central. So that was going to go against Kaylin McKenzie. She'll pick up another. So we hit the midway point of the third quarter. Only 3 points have been scored so far in this quarter. It looked like we were going to have a shootout in our hands in the first quarter, and now it's turned more into a Pikeview Robert C. Byrd type affair, just at a quicker pace. Now back cut here by Pryor, gets all the way in, and great pass to set that up. Pryor with 6 points now, 28-21. Far side, Stavely goes for 3. That one off the mark. Rebound tipped around. 2 GW players knocked it away from each other, and now we're going to get a tie-up. It'll stay here with Johnson Central. So again, 2 Lady Patriots had the opportunity to corral that rebound, but neither one of them, I think, saw the other. And instead, it'll be another chance here for Johnson Central. And a timeout's going to be called here, I believe, by Johnson Central.
I think it's going to be a full timeout.
It'll be a full timeout, so we'll step aside with them with 3:38 left in the third quarter. We'll be back after this as you're watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here live on the D&D Sports Network.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern coalfields. So if you need to borrow money, remember, we are just a click away.
Here at LB&T, we make online banking easy.
We've taken the hassle out of applying for a loan on our new website. It's as simple as going to our lbnt.com website and choosing the loan product that best suits your needs.
Your loan on your time. Visit us at lbnt.com. You're only a click away.
So if you need to borrow money, remember, we are just a click away. It's easy to apply online at lbnt.com, and all decisions are made locally. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for a great selection, great prices, and a great experience on your next ATV, motorcycle, or side-by-side? Come check out Kiefer's Kawasaki.
Our #1 goal is to offer you the best power sport experience at a great price.
Like this new 23 Kawasaki Teryx 4 for only $17,999. Before you write that check with us. And remember, your adventure starts here at Kiefer Kawasaki. Route 44 South, Jerry West Highway in Logan, or visit KiefersPowersports.net.
We are back here on the D&D Sports Network. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson with you as out of the break. Taylor McKenzie with a strong drive, but she was rejected at the rim and then had it deflect off of her out of bounds. So it'll go over to GW with a big stop, leading it by 7 as pass tipped, and now another turnover for GW. Here comes Wright back the other way, and she'll be called for a travel. And credit that one to Pryor as she caught up to Wright, got a hand on it, and then forced her to drag her feet with it, and that eliminates a transition opportunity. So here's Pryor now with the ball, gives it off to Breckenridge. Over far side, Lohan trying to set up Zealous, and Marcillett jumped the lane and going to be an offensive foul against GW. Let's see if they get Zealous on this. It looks like they did.
You can tell the fatigue's starting to set in, Chris. The lead is narrowing for George Washington, but they've not taken nearly as much advantage of their bench as Johnson Central has.
Yeah, and you haven't seen as quick a movement as well as this game has started to drag on, and it's just become a defensive slug now on both sides, much as we saw in our second game. It's Stavely, nice look underneath the Marcillett. What a recovery by Zealous, and rejects it out of bounds. My goodness, 2 huge blocks for her here in the third quarter.
That was incredible defensive work by Zealous.
Again, she spotted that right after the pass and got back in position to make that block as Stavely misses on the baseline jumper. Ball loose underneath. We're going to get another tie up, and that'll give it over to Johnson Central. Or excuse me, no, to give it to GW. I apologize.
You know, when we're at the part of the season now, you know, we're close to the midway point through basketball, and something that I see that both of these teams are going to be working on is rebounding, and this is the time where you go and iron out some of your fundamentals so that way it doesn't affect you later on in the postseason.
Another turnover forced by Johnson Central. Stavely, though, rejected by Breckenridge. Up ahead, Pryor gets behind the defense, trying to catch up, and a foul committed, and layup will go for Breckenridge and one. What a swing there. As the Johnson Central side furious there wasn't a foul on the other end, and then Burchett, trying to stop the layup, commits the foul.
No, that was not a favorable reaction from the bench here for Johnson Central.
As they cut it down to 5 earlier this quarter, but now the last 4 points have gone to GW and a chance to retake a double-digit lead, but Breckenridge missing on the free throw. Johnson Central, they've only scored 3 this quarter, only 7 points total, 4 for GW, 3 for Johnson Central. It's a good take here by Burchett, and she'll draw the foul and go to the line. It's a chance to slice this back down to an 8 or 7 point lead. And just while we have a moment, a reminder that Amber Miller Belcher and Small Town Girl Promotions, they're a huge supporter of the Wildcats and Small Town Girl Promotions in her efforts to help all towns all over the state with grant writing and growth. Then Lingler, she has 13 years of health and wellness coaching, providing people with energy, health, and business building goals. She does a lot with our dear friend Richie Belcher to give back. They are actually working on a gift drive right now for kids at the Birch schools and helped with Team Santa. Again, that is Small Town Girl Promotions and Amber Belcher as a steal and a layup for GW. This stretches the lead back to 10. Underneath, layup up and good for Marcillett. And that'll close the gap back down to 8.
And the Central coach trying to get his team to come into a full court press, but nobody was listening to him on the transition.
Now pass thrown away towards the scores table, and that'll give it back over to Johnson Central. As neither team able to sustain momentum here in this third period. And that'll give Johnson Central a chance to get this back down to a 2-possession game here in the final 90 seconds of the third. Wright will bring it across the timeline. Gives it over for Younds. You see GW's backed off a little bit on their pressure.
They have, and I think some of that might be due to mistakes and then a little bit from fatigue.
McKenzie misses on the left-handed shot. Rebound taken by Lohan. Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned the fatigue. That could be a factor in having to do that as Lohan drives all the way in and going to get a foul here. Johnson Central thought they got the tie up. And they are over the limit, so that'll send GW to the free throw line. They're pointing out of bounds underneath the basket, but that's 5 team fouls, and I think we've been over that. So Lohan will get the chance to add on to the lead here. She's not been to the line tonight. Again, GW was 5 for 5 in the first half from the line, but they're 0 of 3 so far here in the third quarter, and Lohan ends that drought. So she's got a dozen now.
In close games like this is when you've got. I mean, you always need to make your free throws, but here's where you earn your money.
And Lohan does it so smoothly. She's got 13 to lead the way now for GW. She leads all scorers in this game. She's down to 1:07 left here in the third quarter. As Wright will bring it across the timeline. Dribbles down towards the right, over to Younce, baseline jumper. She knocks this one down. She's had that a few times here this afternoon, and she buries this one. Now in the corner, open look here for Adkins. Can't convert on the three. Deep rebound in the corner. A lot of contact, and they're going to say out of bounds off of Johnson Central. So it'll stay here with the Lady Patriots, trying to take a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter if they can. Again, they've played to a dead tie here so far in the third period. It was an 8-point lead at the half. It stands in an 8-point lead now. Breckenridge gets it back. She hasn't hit one yet from outside, but that changes here.
Good shot from Breckenridge.
Now quickly the other way. Nice take by Burchett. As she hits her first field goal of the game and has got 3 points. Back below 10, 37-28 as Breckenridge charging hard, puts up the floater. That one misses off to the side. Rebound taken by Johnson Central. It's Taylor McKenzie, circles around, brings it up against Adkins, down to 17 seconds here in the third. Swings it over, right, out towards midcourt. Johnson Central, again looking for 2 for 1. They get the final shot here. They get the first shot of the fourth quarter. Right, dribbles in, tried to dish it off to Younce and misses. That'll go out of bounds, 4.8 seconds left. They're going to get Pryor back into the game here to try and get another ball handler and shooter on the floor. As Breckenridge will drop back towards midcourt. They're going to bring Younce up to try and force. She's going to take the inbounder, and now they're going to drop off as here comes Pryor. Lost it off her foot. 2 seconds left. They'll get a heave off from half court at the horn. No good. And that'll do it for 3 quarters of action as GW leads Johnson Central Kentucky 37-28 as we head to break. You're watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here live on the D&D Sports Network.
Looking for a new healthcare provider? Come see us at Tug Valley Wellness Clinic. We take all patients from the ages 2 and up. Our staff has over 30 years of medical experience. We do everything from DOT physicals, wellness exams, adult and child, walk-in visits, and more. Call us today at 304-236-3601 and reach us Monday through Friday.
If you're trying to rehab from an on-the-field or workplace injury, come to Rebound Physical Therapy and Sports Performance in Chapmanville, West Virginia for all your physical therapy needs. For over 10 years, Rebound Physical Therapy and Sports Performance has been making sure their clients rebound in the quickest amount of time possible. That's Rebound Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. Look forward to seeing you. Gracie and Tate Merchandising has become a staple here in the Danville and Madison community. They'll make sure you find that treasure that's been eluding you. Everything you need under one roof. New items at discounted prices right here at Gracie and Tate Merchandising. Go Skyhawks!
Start of quarter number 4 here from Willie Acres Arena. Chris Kidd with you alongside me, Zach Anderson, as we are drawing close to the conclusion of our third game out of 5 today. Again, we got Williamstown and Mingo Central waiting in the wings for our fourth game at approximately 5:45 p.m. And then Logan versus Westside to close things out at 7:30 p.m. here tonight. And his pass wasn't intended for anyone apparently, as it goes to Smith off the deflection. Now she loses it on the way in and out of bounds with it. Johnson Central touches it last. So not the look they wanted to start the fourth quarter. And another turnover for Johnson Central. Again, GW raced out to a quick lead, led by as much as 13 in the first half. Johnson Central's whittled it down as close to 5, but GW's crept back out to a 9-point lead. As both offenses have struggled ever since the first quarter. GW had 19 points at the end of the first. They've been held to 18 ever since then. On the far side, Breckenridge now to Pryor. Over to Smith, lobs it inside. Zealous had it knocked away by Younce. Once again, Younce in the right spot. It's over far side for Wright. She'll dribble to the left elbow, gives it off for Younce. She'll take the jumper from there, and she knocks down another.
And we're off to the races, Chris. It's a 7-point game.
And Younce's confidence has continued to grow as this game's gone along. She's got 10 points now, and a good take by Pryor that time creates an opportunity for her to go to the free throw line. Pryor, 2 of 2 from the line here this evening. Those coming back in the first quarter. 6 points total for her. Again, just a freshman. Her and Breckenridge both unbelievably just freshmen.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, a lot put on their plate for this young team. And they've both stepped up big here today. Breckenridge has 7 points. That's now 7 points for Pryor.
They've got bright futures ahead of them.
Second free throw rattles around and falls out, taken away by Johnson Central. So it's back to an 8-point game where we stood at halftime. That's right. Waiting near midcourt. Trying to find an opening. Pass deflected, but it gets to Younce anyway. Again, the outside game hasn't been there today for Johnson Central the way they've needed it to. They've knocked down 3 3-pointers, but they need a couple more here in the fourth to try and draw even closer, as it's been tough sledding trying to find any openings. And again, Younce, they were calling for her to get the ball there on the baseline, but the pass never came. Now they get it to Stambaugh. Stambaugh trying to find someone, gets it back out to right. But now Johnson Central wants a timeout as their coach and their staff furious about where they were trying to set that play up at. And Younce has the hot hand right now. We saw her hesitate a lot in the first half on her shot, but now you see her stroking it a lot more smoothly, ready to take the shot whenever she gets it. And they're trying to set her up a little bit more now.
They are, and we talked about that's what put them in this hole in the first place, was just not taking shots early on, and that allowed the Patriots to get out to a rousing start. And so now they are cutting back into that, but it's been consistently getting it within 6, 7, 8 points, but not able to come across that hump. But as we start to see what our good friend Jay Nunley used to call fatigue sets in, then that is going to that'll change here in the end of this one.
And again, Jay had so many great sayings, it's hard to pick out any one that stood out completely, but that was definitely one of the best ones he had. Oh, a lot of contact inside that time as Zealous came flying in to try and make another rejection, and instead caught a lot of body on that one. And that'll send Taylor McKenzie to the free throw line. That's going to be the third now on Zealous.
It takes a lot of focus and practice, frankly, to make sure that you don't make all that contact on a block, that you're just getting the ball. And it also comes down to size advantage, strength, capability, what your vertical is as well.
I agree. It's definitely one of those instances of just having the instincts.
Yeah. And Zellison having 2 back-to-back there in the third quarter was incredible.
Now GW's going to have to burn a timeout here as they were struggling to get the ball in play. And a 30-second timeout burned by the Lady Patriots. So we'll keep things here as Johnson Central has shrunk the lead down to 6. They have not led at all in this game. GW's had firm control. It's not even been down to a 1-possession game since it was 3-0. Lohan hit back-to-back threes to start the game. And Johnson Central's just been climbing uphill ever since then, but give them credit. They've not gone away in a game where they could have easily just been run completely off this floor, and they've dug in and made this a contest.
Definitely a tribute to their mental toughness and to their mental toughness as a team and their conditioning and stamina from their coaching staff and from their conditioning, because it is easy when you get down so much early on in a game to just kind of let that exacerbate, but they have hung right in there.
So now it'll be inbounded underneath by GW as Adkins, or Baxton rather, will be the one to trigger it in. Looking for the home run pass up ahead. This could be dangerous, but coming down with it is Pryor like a receiver. So it gives it back over for Lohan, and she steps out of bounds trying to get to the baseline. Yeah, I was going to say, GW's football coaches might want to check out that highlight here on the D&D Sports Network. You might have yourself a receiver next fall.
I think so. That was a very Amari Cooperish of a catch.
Now here's Wright trying to close this as close as they've been since the first quarter. 38-32. Again, the closest they've been is 5 back in the third. GW stretched the lead back out to 9. And even 11 at one point in the third quarter. The largest lead was 13 underneath. Younce gets it, goes up, and she cashes in. And all of a sudden, the lead has shrunk to 4. And now almost a throwaway in the backcourt. Pryor able to come up with it. Got 5.5 minutes to play here in the fourth. Again, every single one of these girls' games here in the Wildcat Classic has been a tight affair. 2 overtime games last night. A tough middle school game earlier, a 1-point game in our last game, and Smith, who struggled from the field here tonight, gets her first points at the right time for GW.
Very smooth approach to the basket there from Smith.
And it takes a lot of confidence in your shot after you struggle like she has here in this game to come up and hit that shot. Especially shots in those range are tough. It's a nice look by Younce underneath as Taylor McKenzie shakes free, and she'll lay it in. 40-36. Now the offenses may be starting to gain a little momentum after the defenses have dominated the second and third quarters. Lohan over far side to Pryor. Has McKenzie all over her. Pryor pass is tipped. Could it be saved? Yes, it is. As trying to get down the sideline, Pryor got a hand in on it, and now looks like player hurt for Johnson Central. As falling on the ball was Kayla McKenzie, and looked like she was shaken up momentarily, but now appears to be okay. She might have just had the wind knocked out of her, with Pryor landing on top of her as well, trying to get to that loose ball.
That'll do it.
So now a chance to get this to one possession. Again, Johnson Central has not been within one possession since the first minute of this contest. 4:27 to go here in the contest. Right. Picks up her dribble, gives it off for Younce. Again, she's had the hot hand, gives it over far side. Kayla McKenzie able to keep it away from Breckenridge. She'll take it over left side. Baseline for Younce, back out. Right, fakes on a shot, dribbles in, puts up a tough floater. Looked like a piece of that was caught by Baxton that time and taken back. Here comes GW into the corner. Smith passes on the shot, gets it back to Lohan as we're under halfway through the fourth quarter. Trying to drive in as Smith had her pocket picked by McKenzie. Down on the floor trying to shovel it ahead. We're going to get a loose ball here. Is there going to be a foul or a tie-up? It'll be a tie. Yeah, tie-up it is, and it'll stay here with GW. So we're going to bring Zellis back in. Marcilla will check in. And Younce is going to get a breather, and I'd say this is going to be a quick breather for Younce. She's been such a big part of this comeback. I don't think they want to have her out too long. And it looks like they're going to take a full timeout. So with 3:46 to play, GW leads it by 4. And we'll be back after this as you are watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here live on the D&D Sports Network.
I'm Elise Hinkle, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner and director of behavioral health at Coalfield Health Center. Our providers have experience with a full spectrum of disorders. To schedule an appointment with one of our providers, call 304-855-1222. As a community, let's help each other address mental health. We are here for you when you are ready. Coalfield Health Center. Let our family take care of your family.
If you're looking for a friendly and fun atmosphere to enjoy your daily cuisine, come to Cheech's Pizza in Lenore, West Virginia. Cheech's Pizza has world-renowned cheese sticks, delicious pizza, and the best subs in the pizza and pasta game. Don't forget to take advantage of our milkshake shop located inside. Bring your family down to meet ours. We are the place that treats you like family from the second you pull in the parking lot. We look forward to seeing you here at Cheech's Pizza.
Back to action here with 3:46 remaining in regulation. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson with you. Lohan gets a look out of the timeout. Good shot, but just rolls off. Zealous gets the rebound, and she'll be fouled by Marcillett. So now that is the second team foul against Johnson Central here in the fourth quarter, one against GW. GW clinging to this lead that was as large as 13 in the first half, as big as 11 in the second half. Lohan gets it in the corner, three on the way. That one off the mark, rebounded by Pryor with a good rebound to keep the possession alive. Another opportunity here for the Lady Patriots. Smith back to Pryor, gets the baseline, puts up a floater, and she gets it to rim in.
Good take there along the baseline on the dribble drive to be able to start to put this game away.
42-36, 3:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Marcillett on the right elbow, looking inside, now swings it over for Wright. And Johnson Central, I don't think he wanted a timeout, but the referee may have thought he did. I think there may be just a spot over there on the floor.
Could be.
Yeah, I was going to say, Johnson Central, they definitely don't want to waste another timeout here. They don't have many left in their back pocket. And that does allow them to get Younce back into the game, though. Yeah, I think he was just trying to alert the official there was a spot on the floor over there that maybe they want to clean up.
Don't want any injuries.
And we had that at the start of the middle school game here in our first game, which thankfully that got attended to quickly. Now we're down to 2:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Johnson Central trailing it by 6. GW in the lead the whole way. A three on the way. This one too strong from Stavely, and a big rebound by Zealous. Over to Pryor. She races across midcourt. Drives all the way in. Counted in the foul. The freshman coming up huge when it matters most here down the stretch. She's now got 11 points and a chance to push this back to a 9-point lead.
Chris, what an effort to get in there and make sure that you're getting that good look at the basket for that high percentage shot that'll send you to the foul line.
Pryor is 3 of 4 from the line, make it 4 of 5. And could that little burst there, the last 5 points going to GW, be enough to put Johnson Central away? Three-pointer nearly banked in by McKenzie. Rebound, standby, grabs it, but throws it away as it goes through Kayla McKenzie's hands. And now GW in the driver's seat with 2:24 to go, leading it by 9. As they get it into Breckenridge. She'll work it up here against two defenders and able to blow by both of them. Over to the other freshman, Pryor. Pryor looking for help, pass, got away, and that's going to be a turnover as Lohan tried to chase it down. That'll go back to Johnson Central. And again, we talked about Johnson Central, only 3 3-pointers here in this game. They're going to have to get hot in a hurry from the outside. So we close in on 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Wright swings it over. Now far side, McKenzie makes a tough grab. She'll dribble back out, looking for help into the center for Younce. Younce over into the corner, long 2-pointer on the way, and count it for McKenzie. And Johnson Central quickly burning a timeout here with 1:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside as well and be back after this as you're watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here live on the D&D Sports Network.
Looking for a great selection, great prices, and a great experience on your next ATV, motorcycle, or side-by-side? Come check out Kiefer's Kawasaki.
Our number one goal is to offer you the best power sport experience at a great price.
Like this new 23 Kawasaki Teryx 4 for only $17,999. Before you write that check, check with us. And remember, your adventure starts here at Kiefer Kawasaki. Route 44 South, Jerry West Highway in Logan, or visit KiefersPowersports.net.
Come on down to Three Guys Pizza and Brew in Williamson, West Virginia. We're located on the corner of Harvey Street and 3rd Avenue. We got great deals on pizzas, sandwiches, and more. You get great service with great pricing. Enjoy your birthday or ball games with us here at Three Guys Pizza and Brew. Look forward to seeing you.
.146 remaining. Johnson Central trying to stay as close as possible here as GW, every time Johnson Central's made a run, the Lady Patriots have been able to re-extend the lead. It was down to 4, and now it's up to 7. Was up to 9 before the jumper a moment ago. As Pryor lost it in the backcourt. Now Stambaugh trying to get it over, and does to McKenzie, and now taken away by Lohan. Again, Lohan had a 2-on-1 up ahead. Elects to hang on to the ball. Try and work some clock instead here, as Johnson Central still has to commit 2 more fouls before GW's in the bonus. As they get it to Breckenridge, she drives inside the paint, she'll hit a floater. And that could be the nail in the coffin right there with 1:10 to go. 9 points for Breckenridge underneath the ounce. Nice fake by her, can't finish. Zealous pokes it out, and Pryor comes away with it. Up ahead to Lohan, and she'll miss on the layup attempt. Rebounded by Younce, under 1 minute to go. Here comes McKenzie up the left side. They're going to have to start forcing some threes here. Instead, they go to Younce. May have traveled with it, gets it out. McKenzie goes for 3, and she keeps Johnson Central breathing for the time being. And I would imagine that has to be Johnson Central's final timeout with 45.5 seconds to go. As it'll be a full timeout. We'll step aside for one more as well and be back after this as you're watching the Wildcat Classic right here on the D&D Sports Network.
Come meet the wonderful staff at the Del Barton Quick Shop. They got all your cold food needs along with tobacco needs. And while you're down there, check out their award-winning hot food items. Once again, located in Del Barton, West Virginia, the Quick Shop.
At Giovanni's Pizza in West Logan, we got subs, calzones, wings, pizza, and more. Stop by today. Great service with great deals. We also got a newly renovated and remodeled dining room where you can enjoy your game day celebrations or relax after a trail ride. We look forward to seeing you at Giovanni's in Logan, West Virginia.
GW leading at 47-41 with 45.5 seconds left. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson here with you from Willie Acres Arena, struggling to get it in. Dangerous pass, but it finds Pryor again. Pryor to her left, gets by, and she's grabbed by the shirt. And that'll be the 4th team foul against Johnson Central, so they still have to commit one more before free throws start occurring for the Lady Patriots. And they're just in a precarious position now. Is Johnson Central. You don't really want to put GW at the line. They've shot it pretty well today, and they're not moving towards the ball at all. GW's just standing around, allowing themselves to be defended, and didn't get anybody open. And so GW has to burn a timeout here.
That'll be a 30-second timeout.
And again, you talk about the exhaustion maybe setting in on GW. Right there, they definitely looked exhausted because nobody was making an attempt to really get to the ball.
No, and nobody was trying to shake their man loose. Everybody was just standing there like, hey, there's 40 seconds left. But, like, yeah, there's 40 seconds left, but you're only up 6. It's a 2-score game, and your opponent has the momentum right now. So you've got to be very careful as to what you choose to care and not care about, just as from a player's perspective during the game. And it's easy because, you know, they're young and it's like I'm ready to go home and not go home, but get this.
I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
I'm going to say some truth spilling out of Zach Anderson here.
No, I'm good. I've been home plenty.
Yeah, we still got 2 more to go here tonight following this contest. As Mingo Central and Williamstown waiting in the tunnel right now, as 10 seconds running off the clock here. GW just dribbling the clock away, and now Wright knocks a pass away. And boy, there's 16 seconds that were burned there, Zach, and those were costly and precious seconds that Johnson Central can't get back. Now GW will inbound, get it into Zealous, back over to Breckenridge. You hear the coaching staff screaming to foul, but 20 seconds go off the clock before Johnson Central commits the foul. And now Breckenridge at the line. She's 0 of 1 tonight. But she's been big in the second half. 7 of her 9 points coming here in the second half.
So if you're, Johnson Central and you're wanting to get somebody on the line, this would be her. Well, and she hits it. But, she was their lowest percentage free throw shooter for the night. So it's like, well, we got to roll the dice and see how they fall.
That pushes it back to a 3-possession game, and Breckenridge cans them both. She's got 11 now. 20 seconds remaining, an 8-point lead for GW. As inside goes Wright, pass knocked away by Lohan, and that should seal it. And Lohan had it knocked away, but now only 11.3 seconds to go. It would take a catastrophe of epic proportions for GW to fall in this one now. Again, just give up the shot. Just let the clock roll if you're the Lady Patriots. The stand ball throws it out front. 5 seconds left. McKenzie spins in. Floater won't go, and that'll do it here tonight as GW holds off Johnson Central 49-41 to take our 3rd game of the Wildcat Classic here this afternoon. Zach and I will step aside for one more break. We'll come back and have our player of the game right after this as you are watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here on the D&D Sports Network.
Come on down to the Loose Caboose Grill, located in Kermit, West Virginia. Come on in and try out their home fresh food, and go inside of the caboose and sign your name on the wall while you sit down and get you something to eat. Located in Kermit, West Virginia, go grab you a bite to eat at the Loose Caboose Grill.
Come on down to Three Guys Pizza and Brew in Williamson, West Virginia. We're located on the corner of Harvey Street and 3rd Avenue. We got great deals on pizzas, sandwiches, and more. You get great service with great pricing. Enjoy your birthday or ball games with us here at Three Guys Pizza and Brew. Look forward to seeing you.
Eight-point win here tonight for GW as they knock off Johnson Central. Chris Kidd and Zach Anderson with you, and it's time now for our Tug Valley Wellness Center player of the game. And Zach and I both agreed during the break, Zaniah Zealous gets it tonight. 9 points for her, multiple blocks in the contest, big rebounding all evening long, and Zaniah Zealous getting our Tug Valley Wellness Center player of the game in this 49-41 win for the Lady Patriots over Johnson Central, Kentucky. Well, now we have Williamstown and Mingo Central coming up next as they warm up down on the floor. Zach and I will be back in about 20 minutes for the start of our 4th contest between these two ball clubs as you are watching the Wildcat Classic with us right here live on the D&D Sports Network.